Have you ever asked your toddler to do something simple, and the answer is immediately no? Put your shoes on. No. Come and eat. No. Time to take a bath. No. And sometimes they'll even say no to something they actually wanted, just 5 seconds earlier. It can be confusing. It can be frustrating. And after hearing that tiny word all day, you might start wondering, why is my child suddenly fighting me over everything? But here's the surprising part. Your toddler may not actually be trying to annoy you. That constant no can be connected to one of the most important changes happening inside a developing child's mind. They're discovering something new: independence. And once you understand what's really happening, that frustrating little no can start to make a lot more sense.
Think about what life is like for a very young child. For much of their early life, almost everything is decided for them. Someone tells them when to eat. Someone decides when they sleep. Someone chooses their clothes. Someone carries them from one place to another. Someone opens the door. Someone gets the food. Someone picks them up. Someone tells them where they can and cannot go. From an adult's perspective, all of this feels completely normal. But from a toddler's perspective,
Their world is changing incredibly quickly. Their body is becoming more capable. Their language is developing. Their memory is getting stronger. And their brain is beginning to understand something powerful. I am a separate person. And with that realization comes another discovery. I can have my own preferences. I want this. I don't want that. I want to do it myself. And sometimes, I don't want you to decide for me. That's where the word no becomes incredibly useful. Because no is simple. It's powerful. And most importantly, it gives a toddler a feeling of control. And this is where toddler behavior becomes really confusing. Sometimes they don't say no because they dislike something. They say no because they want to be the one making the decision. Imagine you give your child two choices. You say, do you want the blue shirt or the red one? Suddenly, the child may become much more cooperative. Why? Because now they feel involved. They're not simply being told what to do. They're participating in the decision. And that small difference can be huge for a developing mind. A toddler doesn't have the same control over life that an adult has. They can't decide when the family leaves the house. They can't decide where you're going. They can't decide what happens tomorrow. They can't decide what bills get paid. They can't decide what they eat every single day. So when they discover that they can control something, even something incredibly small, they may hold on to that control very strongly. Sometimes, the thing they control is simply saying no.
And here's where things get even more confusing. Sometimes toddlers say no, even when they actually want the thing you're offering. You might say, do you want your favorite snack? And they say, no. So you put the snack away. And suddenly, they start crying. What just happened? To an adult, this can look completely irrational, but there's something important happening underneath. Your child may be caught between two different desires. One part of them wants the snack. Another part wants to be the one making the decision. And because their emotional system is still developing, those two things can collide. An adult can think, I want the snack, but I don't feel like eating it right now. a toddler may not have the same ability to calmly explain that conflict. Instead, the conflict comes out through behavior, saying no, crying, pushing something away, turning around, and then asking for the exact same thing moments later. It isn't necessarily manipulation. It's often a young brain trying to manage a very big feeling with very limited emotional tools.
This also explains why toddlers can react so strongly to very small changes. You might think, it's just a cup. But your toddler may think, I asked for the blue cup, and you gave them the red one. To you, the difference is tiny. To them, it can feel like a decision was taken away. That's why something that seems completely insignificant to an adult can trigger a surprisingly large reaction from a toddler. The emotional reaction isn't always proportional to the situation, because toddlers are still learning how to regulate their emotions. They feel something, and that feeling can become enormous. They don't yet have the mature ability to step back and say, this isn't a big deal. That ability develops gradually. Think about yourself. When you're rested and relaxed, small problems don't feel very important. But when you're exhausted, even a tiny inconvenience can feel enormous. Toddlers experience something similar, except their emotional regulation skills are still under construction. There's another reason the word no becomes so powerful. Toddlers are constantly learning cause and effect. They are experimenting with their environment. If I push this, what happens? If I throw this, what happens? If I cry, what happens? And if I say no, what happens then? Your toddler is learning that their behavior can influence the world around them. When they say no, you respond. You stop. You negotiate. You explain. You repeat yourself. Sometimes you laugh. Sometimes you get frustrated. And sometimes you give them another option. All of those reactions teach the child something. They're learning, my words have power. And that's actually an important developmental milestone. The goal isn't to eliminate that independence. The goal is to teach the child how to use it appropriately. Because eventually, that tiny word no can become something much more useful. The ability to express a real preference. Communicate a boundary, and make a choice. This is why constant commands can sometimes create even more resistance. Imagine hearing this all day. Come here. Sit down. Don't touch that. Eat this. Put that away. Get dressed. Stop. Wait. Come on. Even when every instruction is reasonable, a toddler can begin to feel like their entire day is being controlled by somebody else. And eventually, they may push back. Not necessarily because the request is unreasonable, but because they desperately want to feel like they have some control over their own world. This is why giving limited choices can sometimes work better than giving endless commands. Instead of saying, put your shoes on, try, do you want the blue shoes or the white ones? You're still guiding the child, but you're giving them a small piece of control. And that small amount of independence can sometimes reduce the need to fight for control somewhere else. So the next time your toddler looks at you and confidently says, no, take a breath. Behind that tiny word, there may be a much bigger developmental process happening. Your child is discovering independence, testing boundaries, and learning how to make choices. And if this video helped you understand your toddler a little better, subscribe for more psychology-backed explanations of everyday behavior. And remember, you're not raising a child who should always say yes. You're helping them learn how to say what they think, what they feel, and what they need.